Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of The Novelist. In the last episode we disappointed Tommy and Linda. She twisted her ankle hiking by herself and Tommy didn't get to go to the amusement park he wanted to go to, which was pretty sad, but Dan's happy, so that's something, I guess. But this episode is called Catching Up and I believe it has something to do with Tommy struggling in school. Hopefully it's not something that is irreparable, but while I have your attention, go ahead and check out those links that are in the description. All the little things you're seeing on your screen right now are previews of the websites that the developer's website, the Novelist main website, and the Steam store page where you can get this game for $10 US. Just go ahead and give them a gander if you guys have some time, because this game does have a lot of meat in it, and I'm certainly making all the wrong decisions. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop right back into the Novelist with this.
Sorry it's been so long since I've written. Things have been hectic around here, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get things back on track. I don't really want to get into it, but we're getting pulled in a lot of different directions right now.
Whew.
Nothing hurtful, just competing priorities, I guess. Although those can get worse and worse over time. I mean, Dan and I, before we got up here, we'd started to drift. Look at that. I said I didn't want to get into it, and I did anyway. Enough about me. Please tell me you're doing well, and I hope this doesn't stress you out too much. I promise to write a happier letter soon. Yours always, Linda.
Okay. So things are starting to get rocky due to my poor happiness measuring skills. Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, I want to stress that it's perfectly normal for some children to fall behind in a specific area. Tommy may be struggling with reading comprehension, but his verbal and visual abilities are excellent. That said, he won't catch up on his own. He will need support from both of you. I recommend that you do the attached exercises with Tommy every weekday morning for 1 to 2 hours. He'll be unable to focus exclusively on these for 2 straight hours, so you'll need to take the intermittent breaks, but use your judgment and stay with it as long as you feel he can stay engaged. I suggest that you do your sessions in the morning before he tires himself out and becomes distracted. I feel confident that with a supportive environment and dedicated exercise, he will catch up to the other children in his class. Please be in touch if you have any questions. So Tommy's falling behind in school. I forget. Did they explicitly say that he has ADHD or ADD? I can't remember if Tommy has anything like that. Yeah, I can't remember for some reason. That is just slipping my mind. Yeah, I'm a ninja. You guys can't see me. The sounds work in my head. Tommy, you okay, buddy? Are you taking a dive right now? Oh, that's creepy. Linda, no.
Dan and I had a good conversation today. Well, we'll have to wait and see if it was actually good, but I feel like I got my point across about family time. We've been getting a little frayed on the little things lately, and it reminded me of something Anne said one time. Love is a behavior, not an emotion. If something's important to you, you show it with your actions. We weren't doing so well with that before we got here. I told Dan my idea. I want us all to eat together at 7 every night, with family time after that. Tommy's wiped out by 8:30, so we'd get a solid hour and a half as a family, and then Dan and I could have the rest of the night to ourselves.
Okay.
7's a reasonable request. The rest of the working world knocks off at 5, right? It doesn't really matter what we do with the time, just that we spend it together. It's easy to make excuses when you've got a lot going on, which is why patterns help. I hope he feels the same way.
Routine and structure might be just what Dan needs, honestly, and I hope you guys didn't just see me spit everywhere. I spit a lot. Ideas, weekly outing, where? Tuesday movie night, check channel guide, or maybe go into town. Family dinner, too old-fashioned, picnic, farmer's market. Okay, so I got all of Linda's. I kind of have to bash through this. I'm trying to do my first double session in a very long time. Oh, Tommy. So, it's not only that he's falling behind, it's that he knows he's falling behind. Oh, man. Is he getting bullied too, on top of all of this? Oh, God. Oh! Nothing, dude. Don't worry about it. Holy shit. What are you, a cop? Lord almighty, what?
Now, this letter might come from out of the blue, but do you remember when you told me about Bobby falling behind on reading? Looks like we're there with Tommy. We knew he was struggling when we came up here, but his teacher gave us a list of books for him to work on over the break, and said we should see how he responded to the change in environment. She gave us a few sample readings and told us to keep an eye on how he was grasping the concepts. Tommy still isn't there, and long story short, the pediatrician in town knows a specialist who gave us some exercises to try. They seem pretty straightforward, but I wanted to write and see if you had any tips that helped you guys with Bobby. Damn, just realized I didn't even ask how you've been. I'm sorry. This stuff is just a lot to think about. Dan.
Yeah. It could attribute to the change of environment, but there's a lot going on in his life, you know? If the home is unbalanced, oftentimes the children do, and it's very... There's a lot that could be going on. Perfect schedule, aka the single unattached writer's guide. 10 to 2, write. 2 to 3, eat and step away. 3 to 7, write. 7 to 8, eat. 8 to 10, decompress, plus edit, plus life. Wrenches. Tommy till 11, knock off at 7.
Hey, bud.
So Dan is at least making an effort to figure out a new schedule, which is cool. No one's here, right? Okay, Linda? Okay. Danny boy?
Time. This would all be easier if I didn't ever have to sleep. Last night after Linda went to bed, I spent some time, there's that word again, trying to make everything fit. I even drew up a little chart. The math is simple. It doesn't work. Technically, I could still get in 8 hours, assuming I don't eat or need to do anything that's not writing. But what about letters, reading, dealing with Paul? Hell, what about doing the dishes or taking out the trash? Not to mention that knocking off for the day isn't like flipping off a switch. It takes time to crawl out of my head and start functioning like a normal person again. And I can't just split it up into smaller chunks. Sometimes it takes an hour of false starts just to get going on anything usable, and stopping just sends the whole process right back to square one. Something's got to give.
Maybe this isn't the right career for you, dude. I just realized you guys might have been able to hear the TV in the living room, and I really hope that's not the case because, this has been an hour-long session. I'd hate to scrap it. Lonnie learns letters, ages 4 to 6, 12 chapters of reading comprehension exercises. Okay, so now I gotta look in their memories. Okay, as I was saying, I'm kind of trying to rush through this a little bit. I don't like to say rush just because it makes me feel like I'm not taking the right amount of time that I should be, but I am continuing straight from last session, which I don't get to do very often, so I'm happy I am, but... Did you see me? Okay. Let's see here.
I could tell Linda and Tommy were disappointed, but I wouldn't have been any fun on vacation anyway.
Okay.
Too stressed about getting to
I
the
guess.
finish line. I did try to have a little fun with the bonfire, which could have been described as roaring, for a good 30-minute period anyway. Getting out of the house turned out to be a good idea, too. Spending the night on the beach reminded me of a church retreat we did back in 7th grade. The smell of the bonfire gave me such a strong memory of a crush I had on Jenny something. Or was it Jennifer? I can't remember.
I don't know.
But I do remember those flushed schoolboy emotions. I think I can use those for the scene at the dance.
Okay. I feel like going camping would have been much more beneficial to your writing now. But, I made a bad call, so... What are you gonna do?
Whoa.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped. I just...
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Anyways. And what do you want? New World, don't disturb me if the door to my office is closed. Oh, what that does is it effectively sets up walls, my dude. You may not want to do that. Okay. Tommy first. Got it. Hey, boy. Jesus, God. I'm just feeling sadder and sadder as time goes on.
Honey, listen to me. You are smart.
Will it make me smarter?
Oh my God.
Blast off.
Oh, don't yell at me. Oh, that's
Blast
right.
off.
I can't,
Tommy,
oh my,
Linda!
I cannot see. What? Fuck, Dan is spooked. Oh my God, he's so scared right now. That was kind of stupid. That was really fucking dumb. Hello? That was dumb. Okay, no, I fucked up. Alright, that's fine. I don't care about Dan.
We barely
What?
talked yesterday.
Wow, you're right. I guess we've just been so busy.
I guess. I don't give a fuck about Dan right now. His compromise is stupid.
So much
What?
for a choco. I wish I hadn't done so much research to find sites and trails, because now I keep catching myself daydreaming about them instead of working. I still need to get out of the house. I've done the Ridge Trail probably 15 times now. It hardly seems worth it anymore. Finding new spots is half the point. I guess tomorrow I'll check in town and see if there's a local guidebook or ranger office. Maybe there's something I haven't found yet. Something nearby is still better than nothing.
True. Sorry about the trail thing, by the way. Family should have dinner on the table every night. And wait, oh, I gotta do fucking Tommy again? God, what if I land on him? Alright, he didn't seem to, oh. Shit. Oh, okay. Meet new friends to play with at school. I am reading his thoughts. Shit, Dan. Ugh. There you go. Man said to do the Lonnie book every morning.
Hey, Mommy.
Hey, Pumpkin.
So, Dan is spooked, so I don't give a fuck about Dan, but we're definitely gonna help out Tommy. Because Tommy is struggling in ways that are really hard for a kid to kind of bounce back from. Because it's interesting, because you have the whole dynamic of how parents do parenting and how they do school and everything like that. When I was growing up, I was always told I was smart. I was incredibly smart. I was picking up everything so fast. In middle school, I was told I was the smartest in my class, and I used that. I built it up. And then in high school, I thought, I'm smart. I can do this. I don't need to study, so I didn't study, because I never had the need to, because I was smart. So I started to fail classes, and when I started to fail, I had no idea how to handle failing. I handled it in the worst way possible. High school was very, very hard for me, and to this day, I do not think I am intelligent. I really do not. I don't. And it's something that I kind of just grew up with, and it was all around, but I feel like we should prioritize Tommy's school right now so that he starts to kind of catch up with people and be at a point where he is confident in himself instead of thinking, will this make me smart? Because that's hard for a kid to have to say, is this going to make me smarter? Like, he thinks he's dumb. It's not fair, you know? It's not. Sorry to go off on a tangent there, but it's not fair. All right, let's go. Any more sad letters? Okay, let me see. Yes, there's a sad letter. What's up? Diary of Kay Williams, May 19th. So this is 4 days after, maybe? I've decided, and I am sure of my decision. I do not know which is right or wrong, and that my choice is my own. It took 3 days. 3 days alone, letting whatever calming influence is here, for I am sure there is something, guide my thoughts. I thought about Jay, and talked with Jay in my mind, and I know that this is right. I cannot think about the path not taken, only the one ahead. Did this person kill themselves? Linda. Dinner on the table. Because I feel like choosing Dan's option of closing, when he's in his study and the door's closed, nobody can come in. That's just setting up barriers. That's only going to create more animosity between everybody. You don't want that. It's already going to shit. So let's go then, Dan. Who is this Kay Williams person? Am I supposed to know who that is? Dan didn't want Tommy to start another school year behind, so he committed to helping the little man for 2 hours every morning. Having both of his parents there helped Tommy's confidence as much as his reading, and their morning practices became an event they all looked forward to. Yay, draw him with a smiley face next time, Jesus. Okay. Dan couldn't find time to knock off completely at 7 every night, but he agreed to have dinner at the table each night before heading back to work. Linda and Tommy missed him after dinner, with the sound of his typewriter the only sign he was even in the house, but they were glad for the time they did get at the table. Okay, so he wouldn't have owned up to the 7 o'clock thing anyways. Hey, Dan. Dan couldn't figure out another way to please everyone and still make room for the time and focus he needed to write. It He was able to compromise and fit in one unbroken session each day, but for the rest of the day, he worked around his family commitments and tried to make the most of the shorter sessions. The lack of focus came through in his work. But the vacation's gonna end. They're about to go home. We're almost done with this game. Like, the road ahead. The summer came to an end. Oh, is next week's episode our last episode? Who knows? I'm almost hoping not, because I still haven't gotten confirmation from a dev about a game I was going to play, so I'm going to try my hardest in the next week to do that, but if not, we'll fill it with something else. Oh. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave me a like or comment down below the video. I love to have conversations with you guys. And please check out the links to the websites that I showed you at the beginning of this video. Just little glimpses to give you kind of a preview of what you can look at Orthogonal Games' website, the Steam store page, where you can get the Novelist for $10 US, and the Novelist's main website, where you can learn more about the game. So just check them out if you guys have a time, because without devs, we would have games. And that is it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please have a fantastic day and night out there, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, and please stay safe. Much love to your faces. I will see you guys in the next video.